a couple minutes for you guys to see that I'm here, because I did not give y'all any sorts of heads up that I was on my way. Hey, y'all. I took a break from relaxing and cooking. And really ain't nothing relaxing about trying to prep food. But I was like, let me come on and talk to you guys for a little bit before I go back to what I was doing before. I made my cornbread for my dressing. I prepped roast earlier and we ate that for dinner tonight. I got my greens on the stove. The meat and the broth and everything is soaking. Or why I say soaking, it's like on low on the stove with all my seasonings in there. And once I get off here, I'm gonna add my greens to the pot so they can cook while we sleep. And then I guess after I get the greens in the pot, I'll work on the macaroni and cheese. And then the dressing will probably be done in the morning because I need my bread to be completely cool so I can crumble it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, Alicia. Don't forget to like the video as y'all join the live. What are you doing? Today was such a busy day. Like, I almost didn't come on here because I was like, I worked for half the day today, and then I had to run errands. And I was vlogging. I'm doing Vlogmas next month. Y'all, can y'all believe that next month is the last month of 2021? Like, can y'all believe that it's almost December already? I can't believe it. This year went by so fast. You trying to get your storage together? Well, I know how that goes. If for some reason you start deleting your files and you still don't have space, you may have to try this trick that I did where you remove apps from your phone and then re-download them. Sometimes the data from your apps ends up taking up a lot of space on your phone. I had to do that once with YouTube. And once I took YouTube off my phone and put it back on, I had a whole bunch of space on my phone because I used to have that issue where I would run out of space all the time on my phone. And I have 256 gigabytes. So I felt like I shouldn't have been running out of space anyway. But now I don't really run into that error message as much. Hey, Jasmine, I'm just now seeing that you said hey. How are you? And happy Thanksgiving. Is it going to let me mention you? There you go. I'm on a computer now. I was trying to pull it up so I can see the comments better. I just saw Alicia's comment. It said, hey, and then it said deleted my storage. I didn't even see Jasmine's on there. Y'all excited about tomorrow if you celebrating or you just ready to eat? I'm happy to have a day off from work. TikTok can take up a lot of space. YouTube can take up a lot of space too if you've never cleared that, like, your data out of it. But I personally don't like to clear the data. I just like to take it off my phone and then re-download it because then you get the newest version of it, plus not all that, like, history and stuff left on your phone taking up all that space. Also, images take up a lot of space, and depending on how many files you have, when you are, what am I trying to say? When people text you, like if you have people texting you and they're sending you videos and GIFs and emojis and stuff like that, that takes up a lot of space too. So you have to kind of like delete your large files out your text messages too. And apps like Messenger and Facebook and apps, I'm always deleting pictures off my phone, which is tricky because I'm also a content creator. So I have to think about, like, am I going to need this footage later for overlay or B-roll for something else? But, like, I try to regularly go through and delete things that I don't need, like screenshots of things that I might have taken a screenshot of. Like if something's on sale or if I see something I like, I might screenshot it, and then once I don't need it anymore, I have to make sure I come back and delete it off my phone. Or like selfies, I might take 8 selfies, so when I'm trying to clear space, I'll end up keeping my favorite 1 or 2 and then deleting the rest of them. I don't have a Mac either. I have a Windows. I have a Lenovo. It's been my old faithful for the last 3 or 4 years now. My investment for next year hopefully will be a MacBook Pro. But I kind of want a new phone and a MacBook Pro because I want to be able to have a phone that I use for YouTube and YouTube related business only, because it takes up a lot of space. Editing apps, promotional apps, YouTube Studio, iMovie. Like, I think that if I had a phone that was just for YouTube related stuff, I would not run out of space as much. But when you're doing YouTube and you do everything else on your phone, calls, texts, conversations with friends, all of that good stuff, it makes it to where it's hard for your phone to keep space on it, honestly. So I would love to get a second phone just for YouTube so that I don't have to worry about that. And I can keep my footage on my phone longer. Because, like, the way I do it now is kind of, like, hard to keep up with my projects after they're published, because I have to keep making space. Now, I do have a hard drive, and that I do recommend so that you can back up all your stuff, because YouTube can go away. And you don't want, like, all your stuff to be on one place and you don't have backups on your phone if something were to happen to your content. So either a second phone, a hard drive, or a website of your own where you can upload your stuff there and back it up so that you don't lose your content. But I do think that 2 phones is a good idea. I know somebody that has a phone that they use for YouTube too, and they seem to really like that because they're able to, like, edit and kind of go uninterrupted. You don't even really have to put phone service on that second phone if you don't want to. It can literally just be something you use on Wi-Fi to edit videos. So it's cool for that reason. Alicia, did you like the video? I don't got no likes yet. Oh, and I'm seeing this new, yeah, I need to use my hard drive. I have a hard drive. I just don't be using it yet. But it's in there. I bought it, I think, Black Friday a year ago. Or maybe 2 years ago. What was I about to say? I'm looking on my, like, my YouTube on my computer, and it says, like, likes 0 and then dislike with a thumbs down. And it doesn't show me, thank you, Alicia, it doesn't show me, like, how many people are disliking anymore, which I heard last week that they were getting rid of the, like, dislike count because of people trolling and stuff like that. But it's weird. It's weird looking at your video and you can't see the dislikes. I don't mind not being able to see them because I never really focus on that anyway. Engagement is good engagement. So if somebody's spending a time watching you but they don't like you, it's still engagement. So it didn't really bother me. But I do remember the days where we'd have trolls in the live and then they would get mad because I blocked them, and then they come back from, like, troll accounts and, like, start disliking my video. But YouTube always did a really good job of catching the spammers, and then those dislikes from the spamming accounts would never stick. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about them removing them all together because I do feel like there's a benefit. Ooh, you can tell I'm sleepy. My bad, y'all. But it's a benefit to being able to see your dislikes, too, because if you're doing something wrong, maybe people can indicate that with the dislike. So now that you can't see it, it's going to really take people commenting. And as you know, if you do make YouTube videos, a lot of folks will watch and not comment. Like, it's difficult to get people to comment and tell you what they don't like, you know. Some people do, but some folks don't. I'm checking my emails. Influencer. I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's like this app where you can get free items and you can review them on your social media. Oh, excuse me. I used to use them all the time. Like, all the time when I was a smaller channel. And then I stopped using it because I didn't really like the type of stuff that they would, like, send me to test. And so they keep emailing me these different like campaign type things, but they're like things that I didn't even sign up for. And I'm just like, maybe I need to unsubscribe. I don't know. I did like when they sent me the Red Lobster biscuits that time though, because I got to try some gluten-free Red Lobster biscuits. So Des and I made them and they were actually good. But I've had some stuff that they sent. Oh, and also the stuff they sent for Josiah. He got to try some snacks. He liked those. But other than that, the other boxes, that's what they're called. The boxes they send you, they come from the company. I've worked with L'Oreal, the Red Lobster biscuit brand. I think it was Honest or some sort of brand that was inside of Aldi that sold organic snacks for kids. And I got the little juice boxes. And I've worked with some other people as well that was testing different stuff out. I think I had a Dove deodorant once, and I really liked the deodorant too. So let me not say I don't like everything, but some of the stuff they sent wasn't really relevant to me. Like once they sent me like a beauty blender kit with all this makeup stuff, and I don't really wear makeup like that. So that was really hard for me to review. And then as I continued to grow, like I don't really do things in exchange for reviews anymore. Like people ask me and I've been telling people no. And then I have small business promo as well. I have a rate for that. It's much less than the one that I charge bigger brands. But it can be kind of frustrating because people consistently reach out to me asking me to help promote their businesses, especially when they're starting off, but then they don't be wanting to pay. And I don't understand it because it's like you can't go to nobody else and ask for free promo. So it's not like I'm trying to be mean when I say no, but it just comes a point in time where you have to be very firm in what you want. And you can't deter from, or not deter, you can't deviate from your plan. So if you're saying, you know, I want to do this and I want to make this amount per month, but you're still doing stuff for free all the time, you're never going to reach that goal of making that amount per month because you're not charging what you're worth. And I know I talk about this a lot, y'all, but I do wish that I would have been charging from the start of this channel, because even if it would have only been like $20, I could have been getting paid every single time, as I should have, because influence is worth being paid for. Even if you don't have a lot of followers, sometimes people end up trying something because of your review or because of your video. So like now I'm very intentional about like letting people know where I went and where I was at and reviewing stuff because I have influence. Like even with my vacation, I shared like reviews and vlogs of where we was at, and people have been reaching out to me since I've uploaded that content. People I know and people that I don't know asking me questions about it. So that's what I mean. Being an influencer is not just about how many subscribers you have or how many views you have. It's literally just about the ability to storytell and make something that you use relevant to other people, and that they feel like, you know what, I can trust her word. I can trust what she's saying. And now you don't want to do that to be manipulating people if you don't really stand behind what you're promoting. But when you do stand behind what you promote and it is a good thing, I think that it can be a mutually beneficial thing for both the person that's partaking in the review, but also the people that see it and want to try it out too. So I say all that to say, like, don't be afraid to charge these people, and don't let people make you feel small because you don't have a certain amount of subscribers or views yet, because that really doesn't matter. If you're the video that comes up when they're searching for some information about that thing, then you're going to still be able to influence somebody if you do a good job telling the story about your experience. So it don't really matter about all that other stuff. Sometimes people try to use those tactics to try to negotiate their price so they don't have to pay you what you're worth. You don't fall for it. That's all I can say. Because some people be trying it. I'd be like, okay, you don't really have this amount of subscribers. I'm like, okay, you're right, I don't. You don't really have that many people willing to promote your stuff right now either. That's why you reached out, remember? So you have to just, not like you want to be unprofessional or mean, but it's like, folks be trying to try you, and you have to come ready to just be like, look. Oh, y'all, speaking of monetizable, I just found out that this company that I recommended, me and Alicia are collaborating soon. We're doing a Vlogmas collab. And it's not in person though, but we're collaborating with each other. And I just found out that I can use a affiliate link for one of the websites that I recommended in our video. So, ooh, yay. So I'm like, okay, I'm happy to hear that. I'm about to put that clickable link on there. I'm looking forward to it. I really, like, honestly, I'm happy that we were able to collab with each other twice now, because I feel like I've been saying for the longest that I want to collaborate with more YouTubers, and I want to collaborate with more people in person, and also like do videos where I collab for my own filming place and you collab from yours. But I've been wanting to do that for a while, so I'm hoping that I can get a couple more collabs in before the end of the year. So maybe I'll ask on my community tab if there's anybody in Atlanta that wants to collaborate with me. I will see, because excuse me, because I don't know, I just feel like it's a good way to network. It's a good way to grow. It's a good way to cross collaborate and connect your audiences. As long as the vibe is right. Like, I know I'm not just saying it because you're on the live with me, but I really had fun when we collaborated. And that's like the experience that I want every time. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to really say, like, that was such a fun collab. It was a good time. Like, we've just genuinely meshed and we're able to just kind of talk and you know, be ourselves. And that's what you want in a collab. You don't want a collab and it's all awkward and dry and forced. Like, there's nobody like that when you collaborate with somebody. So, shout out to you, Alicia. Yes, they know, but for real, Alicia, they be trying me. I'm seeing your comments now. They do be trying it. Like, they be wanting me to do stuff for free with their cheap butts. I'm like, y'all better go find somebody that don't care, that's excited about your free hair. These hair companies are the worst ones, honestly. I'm kind of glad I've shifted away from doing hair reviews as much, because a lot of the companies are so cheap. They just want you to accept a free wig all the time. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I would love a free wig, but I also want you to pay me too, because I don't want to just do this for free wigs. Wigs don't pay my bills, okay? And when y'all are selling human hair wigs and I don't know how to lay that thing myself, I then have to go pay somebody to lay my wig for me. That's the reason why I'm not doing it for free. Now, if it's a headband wig or a glueless wig that I can do myself, I mean, you still finna pay the price that I charge for that, but it's a little bit less, like, you know, expense on my part of trying to book an appointment with, to make sure it looks right. Like, don't y'all be just, oh yeah, she should do it for free. Like, no, we shouldn't. Y'all have a budget. Y'all have a marketing budget. Y'all have a team. Y'all have Instagram people. Y'all have all kinds of resources out here. Stop trying to use Black creators as free promo. Like, I feel like I need to do a video about this, because I see it all the time. And it's so sad, because a lot of us, myself included, get excited about the thought of somebody wanting to collaborate with us. And we just accept stuff without thinking about, you know what, this is actually a business transaction that they've initiated with me. Let me get some sort of pay for it. Like I said, it could be $20, but at least it's not free, you know, 20. Like, have y'all seen these gas prices? Have you seen the price of food? Like, you need the money. We need the money. Anything we doing that's taking up our time, and it's taking up our time as much as I would say YouTube takes up time for me. Don't get me wrong. I love YouTube, so I don't do it for the money. Trust me. If I was just doing this for the money, I'd be homeless right now, because YouTube AdSense does not pay enough for me right now to live off of. So I say that to say, when these other people come with opportunities that can make you more than what the AdSense is paying, don't be afraid to charge so you can make your money, you know? A lot of folks view this as a hobby, but YouTube can really be lucrative for you if you know what you're doing. I'm still figuring out what I'm doing so that I can make it make me more money, but I'm just saying, be yourself. And of course, don't just become transactional with everybody. But when it comes to people reaching out to you for ambassadorships and promotion for their business, that is business. That's not personal. That's not a hobby. It's not a hobby for you to reach out to me and ask me to review your stuff. Now with influencer, you don't have to have a following on social media to sign up for the program. It's free. It gives you great practice with reviewing items, but it's hard to to determine what kind of stuff you're going to get, and you have to be very consistent on there in order to get good stuff. How much would I like to make from YouTube? I'd like to make a couple thousands a month like I've seen other larger YouTubers make, but I don't know how realistic that is for me based on my RPM and everything on this channel. I do see like when I post more, I make more, but it just depends on how my views work too. Like it's other people when they post, they hit upload, they get thousands of views on every upload. So you make more money when you get views like that. I am more of like an evergreen content type girl. So my current content does get views and you guys do watch. I have a lot of y'all that are like regulars that watch in real time. But then most of my views are coming from search. And lately, some also coming from my shorts feed too. So what happens is strangers, when they watch, they're watching because they're searching for something on YouTube. I.e., how do you heal your nose bump overnight? I have a nose ring. I did a video on how to get rid of the little keloid bump overnight. That's my most viewed video. Then I have other videos that are also searchable. Like when I was on Nexplanon birth control, I did a whole series of videos about that. Those videos still get a lot of views. I also did videos about my baby daddy, which a lot of y'all know because I still do baby daddy videos because I still get advice requests about that topic. I did videos about dating somebody that was locked up. That was also about my baby daddy, but it's kind of separate. Those video themes were kind of separate. So, like, strangers end up finding me, but it's not always in real time, and it doesn't always translate to regular supporters that watch everything I do. So it's hard when you have a lifestyle channel with all these different things and different reasons why people subscribe to kind of make people stay on your channel. So sometimes I consider maybe once I hit 10K, opening up another channel just to specifically focus on. Thank you. Hi, Miranda. My plans are to spend time with my family and eat and just relax and enjoy my day off. What are you doing tomorrow? And if you haven't, don't forget to like the video, please. But yeah, like I think I would like to try to figure out if niching down into one specific category would be better for me. And I would still keep this channel as my lifestyle channel where I just do whatever. But I think that that's what I would need to do to get the revenue that I'd like to see. But then I have bigger YouTuber friends that tell me that even with them having like 3 times as many subscribers as me, they still only make a few $100s a month. So it really just depends on the channel. It really does. Like I said, I've seen certain channels, people that I came up with, I would say, and they make thousands in a month, but they also get thousands of views on every upload. And again, that's not me. Like I do have some videos that have reached that over time, but I don't really have a lot of viral videos and stuff like that yet. So I do think that viral content that is monetizable is how you get more income through Google AdSense, which is why you shouldn't just rely on Google AdSense. You need to be doing affiliate marketing, and you need to also like offer services or have sponsorships or just 4 or 5 different things that you do in addition to just getting ads on your videos, because that's not going to always pay for everything. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't want it to be anything that I have to keep up by buying something though. So I feel like I have a gift as far as giving advice to people. So I would probably do something along the play of Ask Yosha, which I already have kind of started doing that. I may even, once I hit 10K, I was thinking about changing my name to Ask Yosha officially. And that way my channel will still be Real Talk Lifestyle and Reviews, but my Ask Yosha channel will probably be focused only on reviews and advice. No, yeah, I do have a handful of viral content. I'm not gonna say I don't have any, but it's not like there, you know, if who people you subscribe to, when they upload a video, they get views immediately no matter what they upload. I'm not quite like that yet. And a lot of my smaller YouTuber friends, when I say smaller, I would just say anywhere between 1 and 20K or whatever, somewhere like that. We're not like that, even though we have more subbies and we do have a community. Like I see my community because when I post polls and questions, you guys are liking the polls, you're voting in them. I see hundreds of votes and people commenting. So I hope it's not coming off like I'm saying I'm not appreciating where I am. I'm just stating that I see other people when they upload, they comment section and they views and everything, it's pretty thick immediately when they upload versus it taking, you know, a few weeks and I come back to a video I uploaded last month and it has 1,000 views. Like that Atlanta video that I did, the first one, it has 1,000 views on it. Or that toy review that I did, the first one, it has over 7,000 views. It's getting a lot of views. It's like, oh, okay. Y'all want me to do toy reviews. And I have been getting some companies reach out, but I'm charging for those. So it's like, I'm not going to review anything that I don't like, obviously, but it's like hit or miss. Even when I did the toy review the first time, I didn't get 1,000 views the first day, but that video was posted a few months ago and now it has 7,000 views versus some people, they'll get 1,000 views within a few hours of their video being up. That doesn't really happen for me yet. So I guess I got to figure out how to make that happen. I don't know, y'all. Vlogmas. I'm going to be experimenting and doing a whole bunch of different kinds of content. It's going to be fun. Like, I had fun with Vlogtober, but I really didn't do a lot of holiday-themed content because I'm not really a big, like, Halloween person or fall festival type person. I love Christmas, though. So I'm going to be doing a mixture of my personal content. So it'll be thrifting. There'll be some little fashion stuff splattered in there. There'll be some real talk and advice from me. But then there's going to be some holiday stuff in there too. So it's going to be fun. If y'all have any ideas or video requests, just let me know on my community tab because I'm still planning it out. It's not done or anything like that. I have a couple of things already scheduled, but I'm still like working through the first week's content. So, yeah. Hi.
Can I say hi?
Why? Why do you want to say hi?
I like being in it.
Well, come say hi and then go away.
Hi.
I can't even tell you how I got 1,000 views, but I would say, I guess, from YouTube recommending the video and people searching for the topic. You gotta look right here.
Hi.
You're so silly. They can't hear you. They're saying hi back to you. You see that smiley face right there?
Yes.
Miranda says hi back to you.
Hi.
Alicia, I wish I could tell you how I got 1,000 views. It just happened like that over time as they kept recommending the video to other people. And I guess like my search terms and the title were searchable. Bye-bye. Alicia said hi too. Bye-bye. Everybody say bye to Josiah. Stop. Yeah. I can't even tell you. Because, like, if I knew, trust me, if I knew how to do it and make it happen every time, I would be doing it and trying to make it happen every time. I honestly think part of it is just luck when it comes to YouTube and its algorithm pushing you out. But I think the key also is getting people to watch your videos longer. So, like, my view duration average is pretty short. But I noticed that the videos that have, hey, Mo, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And if not, happy Wednesday. And don't forget to like the video. I feel like so for me personally, on my videos that have more views, I noticed that my view duration average on those videos are much longer than my videos that have lower views, if that makes sense. So, like, the videos that people seem to like from me the most are the ones where I'm giving advice. Thank you, Mo. and or it's something that's searchable. So like I said, the nose piercing videos did very well because a lot of people would be searching on YouTube for advice for their piercing care. That did really well for me. And then I was young. I still feel like YouTube loves young people. So when I started that content, I was like 18. I was doing like getting my nose pierced, getting my belly pierced, me and my friends go get a tattoo. Like those are the type of videos that teens like to go watch. Because I know, because when I was a teen, I was watching that type of content on YouTube because I wanted my nose pierced since I was 15. But my mama wouldn't let me get it. So when I was 18 and I was in college, I went and got it. So I say all that to say, being searchable, but also being interesting enough to keep people on the video long enough. So then when people that are subscribed watch the video and they're watching long enough, YouTube might start feeding that video on the home pages as a recommendation. And then if strangers come across your video and they watch it and they like it and they watch it long enough, then YouTube will continue to push it out to more people. So for my Atlanta video, I noticed that people were watching at least half of the video. And I think that video was about 15 minutes long. Don't quote me. But that means people are watching about 7.5 to 8 minutes of a 15-minute video, which is 50% of the video. Whereas most of my videos, people may watch between 20 and 30%. So it's like, if you're keeping people on your video long enough, YouTube may start pushing that video out. But it's hard to kind of gauge it for every single one. Because, like, I had maybe 3 or 4 videos for the whole month of October. And I'm not talking about shorts. Because shorts are being pushed out differently than our regular not short content. I had maybe 3 to 4 videos out of 31 plus. The 50-50 videos do well, too, because women and men like to talk about that. And men like to come and share their opinions about it. So I keep doing them because, I don't know, they resonate. But that's another video. My original 50-50 video, it got over 1,000 views, too. But it did not get 1,000 views as quick as this video about moving to Atlanta. The moving to Atlanta video got 1,000 views within a month. Whereas that 50-50 video, it got over 1,000 views but within 6 to 7 months. So it wasn't as quick. But people are searching it up, or when they search for 50-50 relationships, my video is ranking because of how I titled the video and put my tags in. But I say that to say, you just have to try and error and see what is working. And then once you figure out what people like, you keep trying to make more of what people like. So people like the Atlanta video. I said, okay, I'll start doing more Atlanta content, sharing with people things that I like to do in Atlanta. But I have to do it at my own pace because I don't want to be like everybody else. And I don't want it to come off as I'm just doing a content about where to go because it's popular without it really being a place that I like. And then if people want to know about home buying and stuff, I've already made videos about all of that back in 2018 and 19 when I became a homeowner and I was experiencing all of that for the first time. But now that I have a newer camera and a better presence on YouTube and new followers and all that, I don't mind doing that content again. It's just that because I'm not currently in the process, that information may not be as relevant in 2022 as it was in 2018 when I bought my house. So it's like, it's a different house market. Some of the resources that I use, they're still there, but they have different rules. So it's like I can lead you to what I use. I can tell you my lender. I can tell you what program I use. I can tell you how much money I think you need to save in this market. But there's certain things that are not exactly the same anymore, with one being we're in the middle of a pandemic. So that's going to change your experience. But I know plenty of people that I went to school with that bought houses during the pandemic. So it's not that you can't buy a house. It just might be different. Like, and that's okay. But I think also being relevant to people, like you got to ask yourself, like, whoever your audience is, why do they want to watch this video? So even if you're doing a vlog, you want to make them laugh. You want to make it interesting. You want to give them some sort of information, okay? You want to make people feel like I'm getting value by watching you. And then on top of that, just build a bond with your people, which is what I've really been trying to do. I go live so I can get to know some of y'all better. I post polls so that I can get to hear some of your feedback better. And then, like, I ask you guys questions to see who's going to comment and actually say something. Like I said, I know a lot of people watch me and do not comment. I know some people who literally will text me and be like, oh, I saw your video. I loved it. They won't leave a comment on YouTube, and that's okay. But you just have to kind of take that feedback when you can get it and run with it and do what you can. And don't be afraid to try new things. That's the biggest thing that I learned, and I'm still learning and still doing. Just try new things. I personally feel like uploading more is better for me. Clearly, you guys like real talk, girl talk, talking about relationship stuff. So I probably will also start doing more like trending topics, like that video I did about DaBaby and Danny Lee. But I'm not really a messy person, so I can't see myself becoming a tea channel as much as I can see myself doing commentary about things that have happened, if I feel that it can be something that I can bring as a lesson or as a food for thought. I don't just want to be that person that's always gossiping about celebrities and their business, because life will humble you real quick. You know what I mean? So I just kind of want to be like that voice of reason, giving my 2 cents here and there, but not a person that's like, dang, you know where to find the drama, go to Yosha's channel. Like, I don't really want to be associated with mess and drama as much as I just want to tell it like it is and be real. Yeah, the 50-50 thing, my husband watched my video and I asked him what he thought about it. He said he felt like the recent one that I uploaded was pretty grounded, but he has had his share of feedback about the dating and relationships, and he had a lot to say about our baller versus broke challenge that Alicia and I did together. Because he's like, okay, let's do the female version. I was like, okay, it'll be funny. He was like, no, I don't want to make it funny. Like, I was like, no, but it's supposed to be funny. He's like, no, it's not. I'm not going to make this funny. I'm going to talk about the broke female stuff that y'all do and the double standards that women have in dating that men don't get past that. I'm like, okay, that makes it fun. But it's like, I guess for men, like, it's just different for them. So it's like, when the 50-50 thing comes up, I get their perspectives because they are not necessarily given the same grace, energy, whatever, as women are often given, at least from their point of view. Sometimes I feel like they do get grace and they do get opportunities. I've seen both sides of it, I guess. But I don't know from the man's perspective because I'm not a man. So that's why it's like, when I do make those videos, I like when they say, comment and let me know, well, actually, I feel like this. Like, it was a guy on my video today, and he was like talking about how he doesn't want to commit his money. He don't want to be married. He don't want to be in a relationship because, he just likes casual and physical interactions, no commitment. So I was asking him, like, well, have you ever been in love before? And he went on to explain that he was in love and he's dated several women, and he's come to find out that women cheat more than men do, and women basically will use men for what they have and lie. And he just kind of like elaborated. If y'all go to the video I uploaded about that, I think the video was uploaded on Tuesday, you'll see the comment that I'm talking about. And when I read what he said, I was like, well, I can kind of understand why you feel the way you feel, because your relationships with women have been crappy. So you feel like all women are like that. And so being married or being in a serious relationship is not of benefit to you. It's no different than when women have been cheated on and played and abused by men, that they say they don't want to be married or be in a serious relationship because the men that they've chosen to date have treated them badly over the years, so they found peace in being by themselves. Honestly, that pain can go both ways. I do still think that there is love out there for everybody, but it does take being two whole people. And I think at times men and women ignore red flags in people, and they try to see the good in people when it's not there, or they try to give grace to people that don't really have earned that grace. And so then you end up getting with a person that's ungrateful and there to use you for what you have versus a good person. It's a lot of women that date bad boys and then complain when they get treated like Future treats the girls he dates. And then there's a lot of men that date, very pretty, high maintenance, bougie acting females that do not want, and not to say females, but women who really just want a man for what he can do, and then they get mad at all women and want to put us all in a box that we all act like that, and that's just not true. You know, you have to kind of treat people as that individual and not group them all into a box. So with, oh, all men are like this, all women are like this, all men want this or that. But I was asking my husband earlier, like, you know, why do men not want to take care of women anymore? I'm seeing it more and more. And I guess, you know, after talking to him, I determined, I guess men are starting to feel that, you know, there are a lot of women out there that don't really want the man for more than what he can do. So it's like, do you want to take that risk of getting married and then being with somebody, and then when they divorce you, they take half of your stuff and they didn't even earn that stuff. They just get to have it because they were married to you. Like, I don't know. Like, that is a lot to think about. And it doesn't often happen the other way around when a woman and a man get divorced. The man takes half of what the woman has. It can happen, and I did point that out when my husband brought that up. I was like, I know some women, Mary J. Blige, Britney Spears' ex-husband. I done heard about men taking from women too, so it could work either way. But traditionally, when you think about regular non-rich people, it usually is in favor of the women. Like, the woman takes half, the woman gets alimony, the woman can keep the kid and be set for life if dealing with a man that has money, you know. Now, if you're not dealing with a man that has money, you usually get left with being, you know, broke. Broke. I said so much. What do y'all think? I want to know why I'm not getting acne, like, under my chin lately. It's so annoying. Like, my skin is pretty clear for the most part. And I've been breaking out under here. I don't know what that is or why that is. Maybe I need to drink some more water. Anyway, y'all, I don't know. It's just, relationships can be complicated. That's all I can say. Like, it's not easy. But if you get somebody that is worth it, then it is definitely worth it. I think for men and women. And it's okay to be by yourself, too. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself if you're happy. Sometimes being by yourself allows you to learn what you like and what you don't like, what you accept and what you will not accept, and to focus on your personal goals. Being in a relationship requires a lot of commitment and attention and energy that you can't give to yourself at the same time. So it's like being sure that you're ready for that is important, because you want to be able to give your best in your relationships too. But you can't give your best self if you're not done taking care of you first. So there's that. I'm glad I came on here and talked to you guys for a little while. I was almost not going to go live. I was texting Alicia before too. What about more content about struggles as a mother and how to de-stress or cope, and how you and your husband stay close and have a strong bond and relationship? Should be. This is my hot button. It's not so fair. If we look for stability, we wrong, but a man makes sure we bring things to the table. Miranda, I feel like I have a couple videos about that on my channel already, but I can definitely think of something that I could do during December maybe. I'll talk to my husband and see if he wants to be a guest again. Let me write down your question and put it in my notes so I can talk to my husband about it. Because I feel like a video like that, if you want us to talk about like how strong our bond is, he needs to be in a video for that. Yeah, and that's what I was explaining to my husband earlier. What you just said, like, women want to be stable and secure. That's what most women want, especially if they're going to be with someone else, especially if that woman can ensure that she has that thing by herself. I don't feel like women should be looked down for wanting to be secure in a relationship. I have a video. Y'all asked me to do a video last time about that, and it's coming. The video is dropping on Monday, the 29th. The topic is why women want financially secure men. why black women want financially secure men, and women of color. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I filmed a video. It's coming. Honestly, I don't understand why we're looked down for wanting that, because it's like, I feel like men and women should want financially secure people in general. So like, my point of view was everybody needs to do better. We want to be financially secure. Maybe we didn't grow up financially secure, so we don't want to struggle like that. I know that's me. Like, living in the projects, coming out of that, getting an education, being able to get a good job, being able to be, a homeowner in my early 20s and achieve all that stuff. I didn't want that scarcity mindset. So I don't want to be with somebody that has a scarcity mindset or is okay with just staying complacent with what they have and not growing and not being better, so that our kids can be better and build on that. We can keep building generationally. I don't see an issue with that. Now, I do feel like certain traditional values that we inherited from our parents, grandparents, shouldn't necessarily be there anymore because it's a different time, but certain things should. Like, I do feel like it's nothing wrong with working together as a team, which is why I advocate for that in the 50-50 videos. But the thing is, working together with as a team with somebody with a similar mindset, not elites. You can't do this with elites. You can't do that with somebody that doesn't want more, because it will never be 50-50. It's going to be 40-60. It's going to be 80-20. It's going to be 70-30. You're going to be pulling on more weight on your side than the other person if they don't want to contribute and do their part. So it's like having two people that are whole, that are financially secure, come together and work together. Now, some men, they want to take care of the woman fully, and they do that, and they tell their wives, I want you to save your money, or I want you to do, invest in yourself. Don't worry about that. But I do think that a woman should be able to hold her man down if something were to happen to him, and just for her own good, because if something happens to him and his money and you don't have none, then what the hell are y'all gonna do? It's good for you to have your own money, period. Like, this whole mentality of just laying around and not doing anything and being a housewife, I mean, it's not to say that it's bad to be a housewife, because housewife duties is a lot of work. And so is house husband duties is a lot of work. Taking care of kids, keeping the house clean, doing chores all day and making sure home is taken care of. That is a job. And I'm not saying that it is not. But being the person that has to solely provide is a huge responsibility. Providing for yourself is a huge responsibility. And I think a lot of times people get into their relationships and they haven't even learned how to do that yet. And I'm speaking on myself too. Like, when I got into my relationships, I was still living with my parents. And a lot of times the men I dated were still living with their parents. So we're dating, but we're not really doing this adulting thing on our own. I didn't live on my own until I bought my house. My husband did not really live on his own until we got together and we moved into a house. So that's an adjustment period. Versus if he would have had an apartment and I would have had an apartment, and then we decided to, get engaged and then move out together. We both experienced then being on our own. And I think I confused being in college and being on my own during that time as being grown. And don't get me wrong, I did do some grown-up things. I got my bachelor's degree. I had some good times, but that wasn't necessarily being grown as I'm being grown now, paying all these bills with my husband, just the two of us, no help from our parents. That's a difference. Being in college, you get your scholarships, which scholarships pay for my education, so I don't have any student loans. But even if you didn't, like, my husband went to Savannah State and I went to Clayton State. I pretty much paid for mine out of pocket, except for my first year where my grandma had to help. And after that year, it was so expensive, I had financial aid and scholarships. And I decided to do resident assisting, which allowed my room and board and meal plan to be paid for. So my tuition every semester was like $2,000, but my scholarship money was like $6,000 or $7,000. So college paid me when I went. And my refund check was actually money that I could save and I put in my savings account. So I'm giving you that context because I thought I was grown, but that's not realistic to how we live out here in this real world. Once you get out of college and you actually are working, you're working for a paycheck. You get the paycheck every 2 weeks. After you get the paycheck, you pay bills with that, and whatever you have left is what you do. You may get a tax refund, but you don't get it twice a year. You get it once a year, and you get it during tax time. And so that's your time where you might splurge and do things, but there's bills coming at you every single month. When you're in college, the bills come to you semesterly. So once you pay it, you just pretty much have to worry about going to class, not failing your classes, and I don't know what else. It's not like being an adult where it's like you have to pay your bills, do good at work, make sure you have enough money for this. If you have kids, make sure they're taken care of. Like, being a student and being an adult outside of that is different. It's like a whole transitional period of your life. And so when you think of two people coming together and they've only been students in college and then they end up in a relationship, a lot of us jump into things not ready. Now, I know some of y'all are like older than me, and y'all, this is not necessarily your dating dynamic. But then, like, you have older people, and then it's just like you have a person that might have a job, have a car, have a place, be good with their finances. They're trying to find a partner. They're trying to find a mate. And then you're getting people that don't have the things that you have, but they want to date you. And so then it comes off like you're not trying to be mean to that person that wants to date you, but it's like you don't want to set yourself up to be in a one-sided relationship. So from a man or woman's perspective, it's kind of like you have to try to find somebody that matches at least your level, if not more, so that y'all can have a fair playing field from the beginning. Otherwise, it's going to start off uneven to begin with because you have somebody who has more than the other as far as things that they can contribute and bring to the table. I don't think women should be looked down for wanting more out of their partners, especially if they bring a lot to the table. And I don't think that men should, I don't think men should be looked down upon for wanting more from the women that they date too. Like, it can't just be your looks and it can't just be sex. Like, it has to be like, okay, she does these things too. Like, she can do these things too. Both of y'all can be bosses. Instead of it just being kind of one-sided. I don't really think one-sided relationships are fair, regardless of gender. I think both people should bring something to the table, regardless of whatever dynamic you decide to do financially. It's just more so about, for me, fairness. And it's hard because that's not what we're taught growing up. That's not what our parents teach us. Sometimes we don't get examples on how to submit in relationships, more so marriage. And, like, if your parents didn't necessarily give you the best example, which I can tell you mine didn't, it makes it hard for you to really know what you want to do. But honestly, you have to just do what works for you. What works for you may not be what works for me, or may not be what works for society and the next person, but you have to figure out what it is that you want and then find that and stick to it so that you can get what you want out of your relationships. And for that guy that was in my video comment section saying how he just doesn't want that anymore, he might have been trying it for years, but maybe with the wrong people. And the wrong people over and over again can make you say, you know what, I'm better off by myself. I get it. I definitely get it. I hope that I never get to that point because I see myself being, comfortable financially, married, children, and just enjoying my life. I don't see myself being like a single woman in my 40s and 50s and being lonely. Not to say that single equates to loneliness, because it's not. But I've also seen women in my family be that way because they are stuck in their ways and they don't want compromise. So, I don't know. I don't mind compromising for someone who will compromise for me. And there are some things that are not negotiable too, but I think that you have to do what's best for you. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. You got to do what's best for you. Everybody disappeared. I'm about to drink my wine. Courtesy of Aldi. And this is a customized wine glass that my bestie gave me. I was paying bills and taking care of the baby, going to school, but my baby daddy didn't want to do anything. It was hard, which is why we didn't work out. I needed more. I'm still here. Yay, I'm glad you're still here, Miranda. Yeah, I can relate to that. My baby daddy couldn't stay out of jail, couldn't stop cheating, and didn't want to keep a job. So, and then here I was, getting my degree. I had a part-time job. And I was just, trying to better my life. So I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I was tugging at myself, trying to be there with him. And then, like, at one point, I just got tired of being tired. And I let it go. And honestly, that was the best thing I could have did, honestly, because it was a lot of back and forth. We dated on and off for like 7 years. Once I finally decided that I wasn't going to go back again, because he initiated some breakups, I initiated some breakups, things started to shift in my life for the better, because it's like God started opening other doors for me that he was not going to allow me to have opened while I was still dealing with him. And I do think that sometimes God blocks you from certain situations when you're around the wrong people. And I won't even say, and yes, you want more for your kids. Exactly. You want to lead a good example for your kids. You know how you grew up. You knew where you messed up. You want to make sure your kids don't have that struggle when they get to your age. And you don't want your kids seeing the wrong example and thinking that that's normal. Because if toxicity is the environment that a person grows up in, they normalize that until they become adults and they get to learn without the bias of their parents' influence. Like, oh, we're not supposed to be talking to each other like that. Oh, we're not supposed to be, disrespecting each other or whatever, like toxic things that they see. They'll end up learning when they get older that that's not normal. And then they end up questioning everything about how they grew up when they realize the issues and the things that they were seeing. So I totally get it. I totally resonate with that. And I like I said, I do feel like certain things in your life will not happen for you if you are around the wrong people. And it's not just the men or woman that you date, it's also your friends. Like, if you're hanging around the wrong type of people, God will prevent you from getting certain opportunities because you're going to fumble them because you're distracted by the people that you're around. So definitely look at your circle of people. Somebody said if you look at the 5 people that are closest to you, it says a lot about, like, who you are. The 5 closest people to you say a lot about who you are, because those people are pretty much an extension of you. Now, yes, you're your own person, but if you think about it, you're occupying your time with these 5 people. Is it a productive circle of people, or is it unproductive? Are you reaching your goals more when you're with these people, or are you staying still where you're at? And being in a relationship that is draining, that is toxic, that is very much not moving anywhere, that'll prevent you from reaching goals in other areas of your life. It can kill your drive, your motivation to do things for yourself. It can make you gain weight. It can make you feel depressed. All of those things then prevent you from doing better for yourself because you're in a state of complacency and unhappiness. Yes, I did. My parents were married, but they used to fight a lot, and I just think that I didn't get the best example of how marriage should be growing up from them. And I do see, like, in some ways where I might have even repeated some of the mistakes that I saw. But I was also young, too, so I don't remember everything so much. I just know that they would argue a lot during my childhood. And then they ended up separating. Ooh, excuse me. They ended up separating from each other. And then once they separated, they got divorced right before my mom passed away. So my mom and I didn't have the best relationship, and I think it's just because her childhood wasn't the best. So she had toxic traits that came from her childhood, and it affected the way that she raised her daughters. Me and my sister were 20 years apart. My mom had my sister as a teen. She had me when she was married to my dad. So I grew up completely different than how my sister did. But we both had the effects of dealing with a mom that didn't necessarily have the best childhood. So it's like history kind of repeated itself for my sister, I would say. For me, I think by the time my mama had me, she wanted to do better because of what she didn't do right with her first child. And she wanted to make my experience better. But even still, like, if you're not a whole person, which she may have not been, I don't know. You're not a whole person. You're still battling with things from your childhood, and then you go get with somebody else. You might have toxic traits that you push onto the other person. And then those toxic traits can push the other person away, and then you're dealing with infidelity and things like that. Like, it's a lot. And it's so hard to break the cycle. Yes, I agree. It's possible, but it's difficult. And that's why I say get your therapy, pray, find your people like me on YouTube that you can talk about these things with. Figure out what we can do better to make us better, to make our parenting better. Like when I see people do gentle parenting on TikTok and just different things that make me think critically about how I can be more intentional about my parenting style and be a better mom to my son. I'm not perfect. Hello, okay, I had Josiah when I was 22. I'm 28. He's 6. I'm still learning. But it's like just trying to make sure that I'm intentional about being better, even when I do mess up. And, of course, baby number 2, whenever he or she gets here in the future, I'm not pregnant at all. So don't speculate, y'all. I'm sure I'm going to have better grasp on parenting by then because of my experiences with Josiah. So, unfortunately, baby number 1 always has to be the guinea pig. Baby 1 has to be the guinea pig. I wasn't the guinea pig because I was the youngest, so I had the better life. But, the first child always doesn't get the best because they're the guinea pig child, unfortunately. Like, my husband was the firstborn, and I'm the last born. So, I feel like he feels the same way. He'll come out here if he's not busy. He'll probably say, yeah, like, I feel like I was the guinea pig. Most firstborns feel like they was the guinea pig. They got the short end of the stick. Their parents was meaner to them than they were to the little siblings. I get it, because my sister used to tell me all the time, my mama would have knocked me upside the head if I would have did what you did or said what you said. Like, you get this nicer version of mommy that I didn't get. And I didn't understand it. And now that I'm older, I realize, like, people get different versions of their parents. Just because y'all all grew up together, that does not mean y'all have the same perspective about y'all parents. And that's okay. When you have a baby daddy that don't show up regularly, your view as the parent that always shows up is going to be different of your baby daddy than your child that's just happy to see him. Even though you're frustrated because it's like, this Negro could be doing so much more than what he does, and all he has to do is show up and get him for a couple hours and play, and now he's a hero. But I'm the one here all the time. So, trust me. I get it. But all we could do is just do the best and, learn from what we're not doing or what we are doing and just keep going forward. And Miranda, I'm so glad that I got to talk to you tonight. I don't know if I've had the opportunity previously. I know some of y'all be watching and y'all don't comment. But I still gonna keep making my videos for y'all because I know it's helping somebody. My crazy life has helped people so much. And I never thought that I'd ever be in that position to do that, but I'm grateful for it. I've said this on Twitter earlier this week. Like, share your testimonies because you never know who is going to help. It's therapeutic for me, but it's helpful to y'all too because there's so many of us that go through this. It's so many of us that can relate to this. It's so many of us who know somebody or are that person that's been in that situation. So I'll never be embarrassed to share what I've been through because I think like the point of what I went through was to be able to share it and help somebody else. And, I hope to have more good news for you guys in the coming weeks because it has been a long time coming. But I do see and sense a shift in all the things in my life, and it feels very positive. So I'm going to pray and just stay focused on what I really want and keep trucking along. I had my greens soaking this whole time. I think now, for real, when we get off of here, I'll be able to put them in the pot and start working on this macaroni and cheese. It's getting late, so I need to get off. But I do hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If not, enjoy your day off if you have a day off. If not, find some reason to be grateful. Hug on the people you love, and just keep on going. I don't know. I'm not afraid of infertility because of that. If anything, I'm more afraid that hey Rachel, happy Thanksgiving. If anything, I'm more afraid that my birth control that I was on, Nexplanon, would cause infertility more so than that situation with him. I and my husband have not been trying to get pregnant, so I don't think that I struggle with infertility. My cycles are regular. I have them every 26 to 28 days. I haven't missed a period, and we don't do things that could get me pregnant, if that makes sense. Like, we have sex. I'm not saying we don't have sex. I'm saying that we don't have sex where he's coming in me, because we're not trying to have a baby. And I'm not on birth control anymore. I haven't been on birth control since Nexplanon, because it was just really, it really took me out of my element, and then I gained a lot of weight that I'm still struggling to lose. So I hope that I don't have that issue, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. Now, if my cycles were not coming and they were irregular and I was still having issues with cysts and stuff like that, maybe I would be thinking about that. But like I said, I have a period every month, and I'm not gonna lie, in Punta Cana, I was thinking I might be pregnant when I get back, because that vacation sex hits different than that at-home sex, because you be drunk and excited about the scenery and not paying attention and whatever. But my period came after that, so I'm not pregnant, but I don't think I'm infertile. We're really just not trying right now, so I don't think that I will worry unless in a year or two, when we actually do want a baby, I'm not getting pregnant within 6 months or something of actually trying. Yeah, if you can see them, you feel free to report them, because that's inappropriate. There's always people. I thought that they did all this to get rid of the trolls, and then we got that on there. I'm like, I was literally, I don't remember if you were on here, Miranda, when I said this earlier, but I was saying last year, I'd always have trolls come on here and say stuff like that, or they would talk. It would be racist stuff or sexual stuff that's inappropriate, and so YouTube took the dislike button away for people who do things like that. And I was I haven't had that problem usually, and then here it goes. We love your content, and your content will be a good day, and you'll make lots of money doing what you love. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love making my content for you guys. It's a hobby for me, but I can't wait till this is my job too, because I really do enjoy it. And I don't know, I just enjoy sharing my life with you guys. It's helpful for me too. I really appreciate y'all. But I am going to go ahead. Oh, wait, no, you're good. It is, because it's just why would you be here? Why would you be here over here on this side of the internet if you don't want to be around us? There's so many other great people that you can connect with. I'm just not your one. But yes, I got to get back to cooking. So good night, y'all. Much love. Enjoy your holiday. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. It's 11:11. Ooh.